Hi, this is Jordan Moorhead with the Moorhead team. Today we've got Conner Olsen with the Moorhead team here, and he's going to tell you all about how he finds Airbnb rental rates and how you can too. All right, Conner, I'm going to give it over to you.
Awesome. Thank you, Jordan. Let me share my screen. Can you see?
Yep, we can see.
Awesome. Okay, so when you're looking for Airbnb comps of a property you're interested in buying, there's really just 4 steps, and they're pretty simple. So I'm going to walk through the 4 steps, and then I'll give you, I'll walk through how to do this in the Airbnb app. And then I'll come back and show you how pricing on the Airbnb app translates to what you get as a host, because those numbers are a little different. So I'll show you what I'm getting. I own a duplex in North Austin, and I do monthly rentals on the other side of the duplex, and I'm house hacking one side. So my investment strategy is monthly rentals in Austin, and I also have a short-term rental in Tennessee. So Airbnb is my main focus. So step 1, set your filter in your search to the beds and bathrooms and entire unit. And I'll explain this a little more in the app. Then you're going to open every Airbnb within the area of the property that you're looking to analyze. Kind of straightforward. Step 2 is to check each property to see if they're doing monthly rentals. If they are not doing monthly rentals, you're going to close the tab. Step 3 is if they are doing monthly rentals, then you're going to move the tab off to the side, and then you're just going to keep going. So I found the best workflow is to just move it to the side and not try to analyze the deal, because it's very repetitive, and analyzing this process is kind of tedious, and it takes 15 to 30 minutes for me each time. So it's nice to get it streamlined and make it as quick as possible. Okay, step 4 is you're going to find 2 to 3 properties that best match yours. So you're going to go back to all the ones you set aside, and then you're going to look at quality, and then you're going to look at bedrooms, total number of guests, and things like that would closely match yours that you would actually use as a comp. And then you're going to go analyze those properties to see how yours compares, and then you can come up with a number of revenue. And then it's very important to make sure you use the revenue of after monthly discounts. So there's cuts taken out at multiple spots when you're doing Airbnb. So it's important you are analyzing the right number, because if you're not, you could be overestimating your revenue by 20 to 30%. So now I'm going to get into a practical example. Okay. So I have a client that is interested in this condo. As you can see, it's recently redone. They redid the kitchen. They got a new fireplace. Things look good. New bathroom. And this is located in East Austin. So if I zoom out, it's right here. Let me see, downtown Austin. So here's downtown Austin. Here's East Austin. It's kind of northeast. You can see it's in this curve of 183 between Windsor Park and University Hills. So it's important, obviously, to figure out where the property is, because depending on which side of town it's on, you're going to get very different rates. Okay, so now we know where the property is. I'm going to go over to Airbnb. Okay, and I'm going to make this bigger so you can see. All right. So you can see here's downtown Austin. We're on the Airbnb website. All I did here, I'll start from square one, because this is where a lot of people mess up. So you go to Airbnb.com. Where are you going? Austin, Texas. Now, it'll say check-in date, check-out date. Do not put anything there. Guests, do not put anything there either. You're just going to hit search. So this is going to pull up everything on Airbnb. and it's going to give you numbers in a nightly rate. Okay. And then you're going to zoom in on your area. Remember, it's between Windsor Park, University Hills. It's probably right in here. Okay. So when you're here, it's important to figure out how many Airbnbs are within this map. So you're going to scroll down and you'll see there's 105 places to stay. What I found is in Austin, the total number of Airbnbs in a specific area that are monthly rentals is about 5 to 10%. So in this grid, we have probably 5 to 10 Airbnbs are monthly rentals, and the rest of them are nightly rentals. So we need to go through all 100 of them and figure out which 5 or 10 are monthly rentals, and then we'll use those as comps. So we're going to start at the top, and we're just going to work our way down. So here is a tip. If you click a listing, it opens it up in a new tab. Then you have to click the other tab, like the original search tab, and then do it for the next one. It's very tedious. It's not the right way to do it. You're going to hold down, if you're on a Microsoft Windows computer, you're going to hold down Control, and then you're going to click, and that opens a tab it opens it in a new tab without going to that link. If you're on a Mac, it's Command click. Okay, so what I do is I go down and make sure I don't miss any. I'm just going to do it on this. Okay, so I went through everything on the first page, and you can see here's all the tabs. Okay, then you're going to come to the first page, and what you're going to do is you're going to look here in the dates. So I forgot to mention this. This is important. So what I should have done is I get to my location, and then I need to filter by two things. I need to filter by type of place. This one's going to be an entire place. It's a condo. You're not renting by the room. And then I need to go over here to filters. And then I need to do, it's a 2-bed, 1-bath, so that you can see it filtered down the stays a little bit. So this is important because you don't want nightly rentals, or not nightly, you don't want rent by the room, because those numbers will be like $40 a night when you know you can get $100 a night. There's no point in even looking those up. The way Airbnb works is I put in 2-bedroom, 1-bath, it's going to give you everything that's a 2-bed, 1-bath or bigger. So that's important, but do not filter by guests, because sometimes it could be like a 1-bedroom, 1-bath that sleeps like 8 guests, like they just will have a bunch of air mattresses. You don't want that. Okay. So that's the first step. Forgot about that. So we're coming back in here. You come down to the check-in date. You click the check-in date. And you see here, there's like this weekend's booked, this weekend's booked, this weekend's booked. That is not a monthly rental. We don't care about that. So we're going to close. Okay. This is all booked, all booked. You're going to keep going. You click the first date it's available, and you see here, it pops up 14-night minimum. It's not going to work. On to the next one. Same thing, weekends booked. This one looks promising. You click June 1st, 30-night minimum. We're going to grab this, and I'm going to put this onto my other screen for later. We don't care about the quality of the property. We don't care if it's renovated, how many bedrooms it has. We're getting all of the aggregate data. And there is not any app that I'm aware of that does this as well as doing it by yourself. So each one of these, you can tell, are nightly rentals. And like I said earlier, it's about 90% nightly rentals. So it takes a while. Okay, let me see if I can at least get one more. If not, that's okay. We can just go off of the one I have. Okay, I think that's enough. You get the idea. So let me go back to this. Okay, so this is the one we found. You know it's not or a monthly rental because it has 30 night minimums and it says $136 a night. That is misleading. So when you're doing monthly rentals, pretty much everyone does a monthly discount. If you stay for more than 28 days, people will give you a discount on Airbnb. It's how they incentivize you to stay at the property longer, so you get less vacancy. So here you see accommodation is $33.90 a month. Monthly discount is $203 a month. Then they have a cleaning fee, service fee, total. A common mistake is to use this total and think that as a host, that's what you're going to get. That is not what you're going to get. A service fee goes to Airbnb, cleaning fee gets your place cleaned, and so you can't use that number. So I am going to show you an example of what I am making on mine. First, let me find mine. How about that? I can switch over to this. This is what it looks like from the host side. Okay, so here's our Airbnb in North Austin. So if you go check-in date, we're booked out until April. You can see 39 minimum. Okay, if you're gonna book 1 month, $2,800 a month up here, and the guest is actually gonna pay $3,200 a month. All right, so Airbnb actually tells you what everything is going to be. So keep that in mind, $2,800, $3,200. So here is exactly what it looks like on the host side. So we have 3,800 and then we have a monthly discount, and that's where we get that 20, I guess this one's gonna be less. It's gonna be like 2,600. And then cleaning fee, guest service fee, taxes, total, and then you have your earnings. So it's important to note that when it says, let me see. Let me pull up a quick calculator because this is, well, I could just talk through it. So 3,000 minus 450 is going to be 2,550. All right. So 2,550 is going to be what shows up right here. And if you look down at your earnings, it says, I will make $2,600 on that. So this number up here is the closest way to tell what the host is going to be paying out. So this number is way more accurate than this number. This number is what the guest is going to pay. This is closer to what you as a host will make. So that is pretty much it. So let me go back. Here's the 4 steps. You're going to set your filter to beds and bathrooms and entire unit. Do not set it to your guests. You're going to open every Airbnb within the area of your property. You want to have, where did that go? I try to have, in my little map view, I try to have at least 70 places. That'll give you 7. And then once you go through everything and you find the good ones, like we found, let's say this one you can tell is a house. This is a nice looking house on the outside. A condo is not going to rent for the same as a house. But so after you pull all the monthly rentals, you're going to go through and say, this one doesn't match, this one does match, this one doesn't match. And then you're going to find your true comps based on the number that pulls up at the top. And then you can calculate your earnings based on the nightly rate minus the discount. So that is it. That is how you find Airbnb comps. It's a tedious process. So it takes time, but it's definitely doable. So I'm going to kick it back to you, Jordan.
Awesome. No, thank you so much, Connor. I learned a ton watching that. I think that's really important for anybody who's looking to do any sort of Airbnb, short-term rental, monthly rental, anything like that in Austin. The monthly rentals are super popular for our clients because you can do monthly rentals indefinitely. You don't need a license. It's a great way to make money in Austin. But as you detailed, it's a little tricky to figure out what you're going to make each month. So you need to do something like that. Don't just look at the nightly rate and multiply it by 30. It's not that simple. And I really liked a lot of the evidence you talked about where you're not just looking at the number of guests, because it could be 6 guests or 8 guests in a 1-bedroom. I know people pack those beds in, but you're absolutely not going to pay the same for a 1-bedroom as you would for a 2-bed, 3-bath or 2-bed, 2-bath. But really awesome job, Connor. I hope everyone watching learned a lot. And if you need anything, reach out to us at the Moorhead team. Connor's email is connor@themoorheadteam.com. That's Connor with an E. And
Yep.
he'd love to help you find an Airbnb monthly rental here in Austin.
Definitely. Thanks, Jordan.
All right. Thank you, Connor. We'll talk soon, guys.